welcome back, or more likely, hello for the first time. Today I would like to talk about Japanese textbooks, specifically the 3 that I've been using over the last few years. I've broken it down to 3 topics, and so let's just get started. Number 1. How did I use them? Japanese for busy people. This is the first textbook series that I ever used to learn Japanese. It's the one I've used the most and so naturally feel the most comfortable with using. I used it in class with a teacher a good few years ago. Then whenever I could, I would kind of go back and redo quite a few of the chapters just because I didn't feel confident enough to move on. Now I have gotten rid of volume 1 and I only have volume 2, which I have promised myself I will start any day now. Minna no Nihongo. That's the next one I used. As you can see, you have to have 2 textbooks here. This is the main textbook in which you got all the exercises and is kind of where you learn Japanese. This one is kind of supplementary. It's basically got all the translation and grammar notes. I've only ever really gone through reading this one and kind of using it as reading practice. This one, even though this is just the translation and grammar notes to it, I've actually used this more just to collect vocabulary lists. I found that quite useful. I only used it by myself, not in class. And Japanese tutor. This one I only ever used by myself. I've managed to go through the whole textbook just from start to finish, doing all of the exercises as kind of reading and writing practice. Number 2. How would I recommend them? For the Japanese for busy people, I would recommend this for people who perhaps don't have a teacher. I felt very comfortable going through this by myself. I felt it was very easy to use, especially as volume 1 you can get a version using Japanese kana, or you can get one that has all the Japanese written in English lettering. That can be very helpful for you. Also, not gonna lie, as this series was my first introduction to Japanese, I'm a little bit biased towards it. For the Minna series, this is an excellent beginner book. I would hesitate to recommend it for all beginners, mainly because I know that when I was first learning Japanese, seeing the main textbook as it's only in Japanese, I would have been a little bit intimidated by it. Also, there's 2 books, twice the price. However, if you had a teacher or a guide, I think this can be an excellent book to use. Japanese tutor. If you are a complete Japanese beginner, I would not recommend this to you. It even says on it advanced beginner to intermediate, but if you have been learning Japanese for a little while, 100% recommend for extra exercises and refreshing on grammar points, that sort of thing. In that case, I would recommend it. Number 3. Do I plan to use them in the future? Yes. For the Japanese for Busy People series, yes, I'm planning to start volume 2 to continue my studies. For the Minna series, I'm going to use it in a very particular way. The main textbook, I'm going to plan to go through it, but mainly not to do the actual exercises, but to go through and use it as reading practice, perhaps reading out loud practice. And the extra translation supplementary guide for it, I actually will use this because it's just a really excellent place to get vocab lists from. I mean, there's literally there's a little list of types of music and types of films. It's really useful. I want that. I have that. For the Japanese tutor one, for now I'm not going to use this anytime soon. but that's mainly because I've gone through the whole thing, so it may seem a bit repetitive if I was to straight away try and jump in and do it again. But I will be keeping it because I think it might be useful later down the line, just for refreshers and more exercises to do. Well, that was it really. Just wanted to talk about the textbook that I've been using. Have you used any of them? Are there any others that you've used that I haven't mentioned here? Probably there's a lot of Japanese textbooks out there. Do let me know, and I will see you next time.